Chapter 192. On a radiant afternoon, with the golden sun blazing down at 35 degrees, everything at Misty Mountain was bathed in its glow. The divine tree cradled a peculiar mineral in its grasp, shimmering with a captivating light. This was a rare light attribute mineral, a precious resource not easily found. After days of searching in the metallic world, Misty Mountain had finally obtained a small piece. Perhaps it was thanks to the girl with the ability to see through to treasures? The divine tree was utterly fascinated, its mind buzzing with countless wicked plans revolving around this mineral. Suddenly, the golden ant arrived, bowing in reverence to the divine tree. The divine tree looked at him in surprise. The golden ant seemed to bear a few wounds. The battle must not have been easy, huh? The golden ant spoke with respect. Master, I have returned. The divine tree gazed at him intently and said, You finally returned? Of course, the golden ant's journey was longer than his comrades. He had been tasked with sweeping through Australia, then looping back to support the nine-tailed fox. 3 years had passed. The golden ant's body was now covered in countless wounds, big and small. If there were a contest for the number of battles fought, he would be second to none. The golden ant's physique had changed significantly from his pre-evolution form. Not only did he have 2 long antennae, but his entire body had grown larger. He exuded an experienced and worldly aura, and his temperament had become much more reserved. He was no longer the hot-headed ant who would rush into battle at the drop of a hat. The divine tree was pleased. Looking at this outstanding junior, he had indeed developed in a way that did not disappoint the divine tree. The divine tree then swung a branch, unleashing a gentle rain of life. The soft, green raindrops fell on the golden ant. How did it feel? It could be described as countless soft hands of beautiful women massaging every inch of your body, while also allowing you to enjoy a puff of cannabis. The golden ant looked at his left hand, feeling refreshed and full of energy. All his fatigue had vanished. He gratefully thanked the divine tree. At this moment, the demon bull, carrying the nine-tailed fox, rushed over. Even though he hadn't arrived yet, he shouted anxiously, Master, something big has happened. The nine-tailed fox is in trouble. The nine-tailed fox had been in a state of evolutionary sleep since the battle at Wolf Plateau. However, the phenomena surrounding her after she fell asleep were extremely perplexing to her comrades. The golden ant once said that he saw 2 forces in the nine-tailed fox's body fiercely fighting each other. Moreover, the space around her was constantly filled with small dots of spiritual power flying around. It was truly strange. The divine tree, propping its chin, was intently observing the nine tails. Indeed, there were several strange forces within her, battling each other. There were many theories to explain this, but the divine tree was leaning towards the idea that the nine tails was awakening her hidden bloodline attribute. It's known that the fox species in Eastern legends are wise creatures, possessing earth-shattering magical powers, and they can even evolve to the realm of gods. The divine tree was completely calm. After all, it couldn't intervene at this moment. It could only let the nine tails decide her own fate. The divine tree then ordered the demon bull to take the nine tails to the rear. What she needed most now was time and safety. So, the demon bull obeyed the order and took the nine tails away, while the golden ant remained kneeling on the ground. The golden ant looked up and said, Honorable divine tree, this time I have brought back 3 companions for you. Ah, it must be those 3 dragons. I thought they were originally from Misty Mountain. The divine tree had sensed the strange aura long ago. It turned out to be the new warriors recruited through the golden ant. All right, you quickly call them over. The golden ant immediately called out, Kek kek. This call was basically ear-piercing. But just 3 seconds later, space began to tremble. A gigantic creature descended, a noisy appearance. The whole land shook with its footsteps. This was the mouth of a dragon. Then, 3 huge dragon heads gathered in front of the divine tree, including a green dragon, a fire dragon, and a black dragon. The divine tree looked at this scene with its mouth agape in astonishment. A dragon with 3 heads. I thought it was 3 dragons. The golden ant earnestly said, Although it is not fully mature, it will definitely become a powerful dragon. The collector's blood in the divine tree rose again, A greedy light flashed in its eyes. Unexpectedly this time the harvest was so big. The combat power of Misty Mountain has increased another notch. The divine tree couldn't help but generously praised. This time you have done very well, bringing back such an astonishing creature. In Fire City, where Xiaoling was managing, but it seemed to have been handed over to Misty Mountain in the previous expansion of the mist, the atmosphere here was still bustling. The people were comfortably building and developing. Of course, it was because of the blessings of the divine tree. No force dared to peek. In the research center, a pink lightning bolt shot straight into the sky. Inside the building, Tian Cam. The Thorn was in the process of her evolution. Tian Cam gently looked at her hand. Feeling the overflowing power in her body, she was not only beautiful but now also much stronger than before. Looking at the stats a bit, Thorn's level. Extraordinary 3rd level, natural talent. Absolute defense. Whenever a crisis strikes, the cane automatically defends or even counterattacks. Special ability, blood manipulation. Can control blood, swallowing of blood. Relies on devouring essence and blood to heal or enhance strength. Thorn strangulation. Turns an area into a bloody purgatory, drawing out countless vines to strangle everything. Blood seed. Can sow seeds one after another, even on the enemy. It seems that Tian Cam is developing in a rather dark direction, bearing many similarities to a vampire. Regardless, it's reasonable, given that Tian Cam's original form was quite weak, and it was only after absorbing a blood-sucking insect at Misty Mountain that she became as strong as she is today. Many people ask what she has eaten to have such a seductive body. According to my guess, Tian Cam's diet must be full of fruits. Because this girl has a kind heart, she probably wouldn't go on a rampage to kill other beasts for a meal. After completing her evolution, Tian Cam cheerfully turned around and left. She wanted to get to the divine tree as quickly as possible to show off this strength. Xiao Lam hurriedly opened the door. It's time to eat. Unexpectedly, these two lazy guys were playing games. Xiao Lam shouted, "What are you guys playing?" One was a white tiger, and the other was Xiao Lam's younger brother. Look at this. The white tiger is about to lose. But the honest white tiger absolutely didn't want to lose, so he secretly used his tail to knock over the little guy's chair, taking the opportunity to control the character to punch the opponent flying. Then he turned around proudly with his hands dirty like a hero. Xiao Lam was speechless looking at this scene. Having nothing more to say, Xiao Lam left. The little guy knew that the white tiger had cheated him, so he rushed to grab the white tiger's mouth and punched him. "You damn tiger, I'll risk my life with you." The divine tree over here was enjoying the passage of time. Of course, it couldn't be idle. It was studying the stats table. It seems that its total combat power is now greater than when it fought with Australith by 30 million points. So the combat power of the divine tree is falling into the range of over 40 million. The problems of Misty Mountain have also been significantly resolved, especially since it occupied the grassland and the metal world. The problem of grass and metal is no longer a concern. According to calculations, Misty Mountain has enough capability to wage war with the rest of the world. Of course, among these countries, many countries have surrendered to Misty Mountain. There are also many countries that have not surrendered but have been infiltrated to the roots by the divine tree's envoys and spies. The divine tree pondered, then raised its hand, wondering whether it was capable enough to confront the darkness yet. The chilling words of the system echoed in the divine tree's head. Darkness will descend, and you will lose everything. Damn it, it's like a nightmare haunting the divine tree. Only when the darkness is completely destroyed will this haunting voice completely disappear. The divine tree clenched its hand, reminding itself not to be careless. It needs to become stronger, and Misty Mountain also needs to become stronger, because victory is mandatory. Losing means losing everything. There is no more opportunity. The divine tree revisited its own talent, born talent, absolute evolution. The ability to change part of one's life form based on one's own cognition and gain unique abilities. The divine tree squinted its eyes. Perhaps it was time to expand its own vision with this talent. Would there be more divine trees of various shapes wandering around this planet? The divine tree pondered again. Should it or not? Since the last time the three-eyed tribe came, the divine tree had studied the structure of that divine eye, and if it were to open the eye of the sky, the divine tree would probably not have difficulty, but it just didn't know how much time it would take. time is extremely precious now. It should be used to increase strength, but opening the Eye of the Sky also increases the Divine Tree's combat power. Don't forget that the Eye of the Sky has the ability to see through objects and can predict the movement of the opponent. Last time, the Divine Tree really wasn't very interested, because these effects basically didn't bring much benefit to the Divine Tree, but thinking carefully, it seems something is wrong. With each entity possessing a Divine Eye, would there be a change in function? Thinking of this, the whole body of the Divine Tree shook, the leaves rustled, and the spiritual power also overflowed. The demon bull suddenly felt the power of its master and was a bit startled. Why did it suddenly erupt so violently? The giant roots of the tree also began to shoot up from the ground. The whole area was shaking. The golden monkey, the brown bear, and the wild boar stared. The Divine Tree was too active. They didn't know what it wanted to do, and the whole area was flashing with clouds. A strong wind rose. A huge lightning bolt descended from the sky, once again turning the surrounding space into darkness. The Divine Tree braced itself. The spiritual power filled the air. This earth-shattering power, who could feel it and not tremble? Then the whole body of the Divine Tree shook, opened its mouth and roared. It was terrifying. The next moment, a third eye slowly opened. A dazzling green light shot out, shining straight into the sky. What's special about this third eye of the Divine Tree? Let's wait until tomorrow, everyone. End of Chapter 192.